go on to the next slide, if you really see what a facility manager is, he's really the connect between the company, the vendors, the developer, and the investor. So he's that one point of contact which kind of unifies that whole system, and kind of, even if you look at an organization, if there are 10 departments within an organization, they all go to facility management because they all require security, they all require maintenance and services, they all want to function efficiently, etc. So it's like one of those functions which is central and core to every organization. And therefore, a facility manager works very closely with HR, with finance, at times with IT. Sorry. Now, if you look at the examples as to what is a facility management, you could say that there is a support, moving several 100,000 people to new premises. So if there is a relocation, facility management, a manager becomes very handy. Catering, we've all discussed this, that you have to ensure that a lot of people who come to workplace are fed well in the right kind of environment so that they function efficiently. Adapting to new forms of communications and technology, I think this is something which is a catching trend, that most of the organizations are now saying we will have workstations which are like hot desks. People are traveling, so there's a lot of work that needs to get done around workplace transformation. And I think if you look at the new formats of design, a facility manager has to really adapt not only himself but also make people comfortable in that environment by keeping the services at the optimal level. Security, obviously, anything that can have a breach on the security of a particular installation, a FM manager has to be continuously vigilant so that nothing of that nature happens. So these are some examples as to what are the roles within the facilities management domain that an FM manager may want to do. Also, once you pass out, you probably are going to, be happy to know that there are a number of institutions, there are a number of people who employ facility managers. And one of those is the schools and the institutions, because every institution, whether it is a hospital or a school or any other institute, they all require facility managers. It is also being seen that these cities are producing office space, and if you go in any city, there is a lot of vacant office space. Today there is a lot of space under construction, but as and when it gets built, somebody's got to manage it. And 85% of the cost that any occupier spends is in the life cycle of the building and not really buying the building. Buying the building is only 15%. So even if the market cycles are good, bad, you will always have a place where you would have to manage and maintain. So it's schools, institutions, corporate houses, retail and shopping malls, manufacturing firms, large industrial parks, banking and finance, residential and housing. Now every single bit of building or built environment that requires a facility manager who has to manage it very efficiently. If you look at the things today and you look at the new buildings, one of the key differentiators is that new buildings are managed well, and therefore they have better tenants, they have a superior sense of presence, the occupiers feel much more happy. So every single housing society or a corporate office or an institution is going to have more and more professional facility managers. People are willing to pay if they get good services, and that's the way I think the world will evolve. So facilities management as a discipline is hardly evolved. I think there's a lot more demand. As and when the real estate markets produce more and more real estate, we'll have this facility management demand coming up. Now, a lot we discussed about the demand. Here is some facts and figures. In 2007, if you look at the size of the facility management market, was only $2.3 billion, which is a very small market. But in 2020, it's projected that this market will grow up 10 times. So that's like a very, very significant leap. Currently, various estimates, the market size is about $6 billion or 30,000 crores. Now, this is spread over a lot of assets, but primarily these are in the major cities. So you have the Bangalore, the Bombay, the NCR region, Chennai, Hyderabad, Pune. Wherever there are corporates and there are new housing which is coming up, you have a demand for facilities management. Again, if you look at how many jobs, I think every year there is a significant amount of stock which is being built. The total amount of stock in India, which is residential alone, is about 7 to 900 million, including residential. It will be more. It will be much more than that. So maybe 7 to 900 million meters, and that will create jobs year after year after year. So if you look at the total global market, it's $394 billion, which India is not even 10%. So you still have a lot of scope growth. There are going to be about 30 to 40,000 jobs which are going to be created every year in the category A segment of real estate. So if you look at the number of FM professionals required in the year 2010, it was 120,000. In 2020, it's about 152,000. So there is going to be a lot of demand as and when we kind of grow and go over to the next number of years. Again, why is it that one can look at a good career in facilities management? A, as we've discovered, it's a fast-growing discipline. It's a discipline which is there to stay. There are very few qualified facility managers today, which means that they have come from all walks of life, and they could be from hotels, they could be from the army or the navy, or they could be from any other walk of life, but very few of them are certified facility managers. So if you get a facility management certificate now, it will be because it is going to give you a leap as far as your career is concerned. You can also look for a global career. This year our institute had a lot of placements in the Gulf region. I believe as and when we grow, we will have a lot of demand coming in from various parts of the world, because again, facilities are not being created in India, but they are being created all over Asia, all over the globe. And I think as an institute, we do have the ability to walk and then invite some of these companies. So this time, more than 50 placements were global placements from the institute. So you can also look for a global career. It's a stable future, because once the building is built, it's going to stay for the next 50 years or 60 years, which means that if you are a facility manager and you have done your job well, then your job is in for the next 20, 30 years. It's a very stable career. Markets may go up, may go down, but somebody's got to maintain the building. Somebody is going to maintain, the whole assets, and whether the rents are up or down, the facility manager will always get his check. And that is why a lot of IPCs, or the International Property Consultants, have a facility management division, which is the largest employer and the largest revenue earner for almost all international property consultants. Again, unlike other property-related professionals, architecture, surveying, this is much more defined career path. You will get an early bird advantage if you are in this profession currently. Talent shortage, global career, and stable future. We all discussed this. Is FM for you? Well, what is it that is required for a facility manager to be effective? There are a number of skill sets that you have to have, and you have to have the ability to everybody will run to you for solutions. In a facility, you've got to multitask. If that's something that is there in you, you will be a good FM manager. You will be successful. People skills, people all the time, good problem-solving attitude. You have to have patience, because things happen over a period of time, but they do happen. You need to be flexible, and most of all, you should have a very, very high level of enthusiasm, because you go to the work. You should not only be energetic, you should make your team feel very, very highly energetic, and you have to work in deadlines. So it sounds as if it's a job where you'll be busy, you will be happy, and if you are a people's person, you will really. That is the requirement in terms of skill sets. So if you are somebody who is a high energy and somebody who has the patience and the problem-solving attitude, you can definitely be looking towards a career in FM. Again, four reasons: be in demand with specialized education, industry-led institution. We, as RICS, are the global standard of every form of built environment, be it measurement standards or FM standards. So I think we also interact very deep with the industry. So as an institution, we have deep connects, and therefore we think we'll be able to get you a job if you come and do well here. I mean, a lot depends on the student, but we've had 100% placements this year and the last year that our batches passed out. So you are in very safe hands, good professors, very good faculty. Again, if you are a graduate, you have 50% marks in science, commerce, arts, or engineering with good English speaking skills. You are eligible to enroll for this PG diploma course. Every application you will have to, there are certain weightages. What is the percentage that you've achieved? What is the result of the entrance exam? What is the SOP? Why you want to be in FM? A group discussion and a personal interview. So you go through that process, and if you qualify, then you kind of are taken in. Again, if you look at what we teach in FM, there are 2 semesters. Semester 1, there will be elementary subjects, fundamentals of real estate, engineering principles being used in FM, management science for FM, which is basically telling you a bit about management, accounting, computer applications, and introducing the facilities management in terms of strategy and operations. Why we are teaching you the other subjects is because we want to produce professionals which are holistic, not professionals who know only their job and are not aware of anything around them. So there are some management inputs, there is some real estate input, because that's the large format of the industry that you will work in, and understanding of the organization that you work for and what is relevant in terms of real estate and management, you have to be more aligned. Again, semester 2 is a pretty intense semester. You again have some management subjects, but largely FM subjects, which includes special services, vendor management, communication skills, value creation through management, organizational behavior, corporate real estate asset management. In fact, one thing that I would like to say is that the dream of an FM manager should be that at some stage he is good in his job and is hired by a client who is a corporate who requires a special person who can handle the real estate portfolio of that organization. So you will have a very good career in corporate real estate management, and most of the good facility managers are absorbed by the company that they kind of work for. So you will have a lot of career opening even ahead of FM, should there be willingness to learn ethics and professionalism, industrial training of 12 weeks. By default, anybody who kind of joins the course will get a placement in the training period. If you perform good, the organization will give you a job. And if you look at what we do, is we kind of impart more than education certain skills and competencies. So we give you a technical competency and we give you a managerial competency. So you're kind of a techno-managerial, professional when you emerge out of this course. Technically, you would know the facility management, the building information management system, you know contract administration, you would do project financial analysis and supplier management. Managerial competencies will obviously give you better client care understanding the HR, conflict, health and safety, and team working. So if you look at a career in facilities management, you start with an executive or a senior executive, you go to a team manager, team leader, manager, senior manager, and a director. And at some point in time, if you are a good manager, then the upper two, triangles, upper two parts of the triangle, corporate real estate management. So if you look at the initial level, using a lot of staff at the level, when you emerge as a team leader, you would do more coordination, and a manager, you would do more contract administration. And at the very top levels, you would actually be a corporate real estate guy and head of estates or a regional director managing multiple facilities within an organization. If you kind of look at employers in FM, there are two kinds of employers. One is the client side, which is all the corporates, all the occupiers of a space, and the supply side, which is basically working with a facility management company, such as a JLL or a CBRE, Sodexo, RKHS. A lot of hospitality firms have also gone into FM. Recently, there is also one division that a lot of developers have got into their own companies, which are providing facilities management not only to their buildings but some others. So you can actually look at property and facilities management as two parts of the same coin. One more on the client side, the other more focused on the supply side. Again, corporate real estate firms, homegrown property consultants, banks and financial institutions, real estate developers and IPCs are some of the prominent employers. But if you have the fire in your belly, and these are some of the names which are your employers, you look at the first column, it is all the international property consultants. Look at the second column, you have Vipul, which is again a developer. He's got his own homegrown facility management company. Unitech again has its own FM company, and a lot of other companies, like HSBC, Barclays, JP Morgan, Stancy. Westin is again an IPC, homegrown. IBM, Hiram Nandani, again a developer. So you have a lot of employers in the category A who will be willing to hire you. You can expect a salary between 3 and 5 lakhs after the completion of this course. I will welcome questions. There is a note that you can leave, and then I can read these questions and sort of answer you. One thing that I can say is that I have been a corporate real estate manager and kind of helped build a facility management firm, which is that of JLL at this point in time. And every time I used to walk in the bank as the CREM head and as the person who was the FM head, I got more respect out of the employees there than even the senior officials of the bank. In fact, my boss was very unhappy with me because I used to get more respect, because an FM manager works so closely with the staff that often the staff looks up to the FM manager for solutions onto many things. So you can have a great career if you have the fire and you are willing to take this up as a career opportunity. Questions, Bharat? What are they? There is a question from Farah Rahman. Sir, I want to know about the course and fee and the placement package. So fee is in the region of 3 lakhs, and we would have a 100% return on the capital employed. So our ROI is almost 100 to 200%. As I said, we could get a package of between 3 and 5 lakhs. Again, the question is, can we get job in another country outside India? Of course you can, because there are a lot of firms, as I said, that have already started to come here for recruitment. So we had Al Fatem, we had Al Nabuda, we had Lango Roop, we had a number of firms from Middle East, and I think that's a very big market. So if you really qualify well from this institute, you will have a chance to sort of work in a country outside India. Again, the question is, I'm studying construction management from NICMAR, Goa. Is this course a benefit for me? If you've already done construction management and you think that's something that is going to give you a little bit of a role in project management or a contracting firm, you could go there. But an FM facility management job, if you also do this, it will be like an icing on the cake, because a lot of engineers who went and became the head of FM managers ultimately became the CREM leaders. So if you think that construction management is half your area of interest, but you would like to grow faster in your career, I think you can look at this course. Again, should I do FM or MBA in real estate? Well, I think really depends on the kind of person you are. If you think that in a year's time you will work and make your way up and that is more exciting, I think that's the career of choice for you. An MBA in real estate will help you not only in FM, but will help you understand a lot of other aspects like finance and marketing. But again, if you are somebody who want to quickly get into a job market and have a flair for taking up a career which is more people oriented, I think this is absolutely the career you should. Again, the question is, do you have an assistance of getting a bank loan? Well, we don't provide directly, but yes, we could help you get a bank assistance. We also, in some cases, give meritorious students and those in need some kind of assistance to sort of, if we can waive off the fees if there's a girl student at a reduced level. So yes, we do help our students to get some kind of financial assistance. Again, there's a question that I have completed my engineering, currently working as a planning and a quantity surveyor. Is this course good for me? Well, again, as I said, you are if you are an open-minded guy, and in FM, in quantity surveying, again, it's a great course. You can have a good career. If you add on FM, I think anywhere where you add on FM and you already have an engineering kind of a degree, what it helps you is that a lot of times companies or the developer or somebody executes large projects. And at that point in time, engineers or quantity surveyors just become service providers. And as a FM or a corporate real estate manager, you kind of sit on the top. But again, it really depends. Do you have the flair to become a facility manager? Because again, to some it can be a great interesting career, and to some, it can be a career which is not as exciting because they would like to work in the office and they like a more a white collar job. But FM may sound as if it's a job on ground, but again, if you grow, there is immense potential for growth. Even as a career option, I think a lot of you can get into your own business. There are a number of firms today, both in security and at FM, which are homegrown, which are not very large. They manage 2 or 3 or 4 large facilities. A friend of mine left a bank job, very savvy, and he and his wife started a company called Pristine. And Pristine today is the agency that was responsible for all the services in the Commonwealth Games. They kind of take big contracts, and it's like 5 or 6 years of experience they had in that area, and they've really made a good firm. So you can also actually look at a entrepreneurial journey having 4 or 5 years of working. I'm working in this field in Dubai. I just wanted to know about selection process for the course. I think we've already discussed this, that you would apply. We would look at the marks that you have at the graduation level. We would obviously look at the statement of purpose that you write, an entrance exam, group discussion, and an interview. So we will look into all of those aspects, before admitting you. I am working in Dubai. Yeah, that's been done. I'm an assistant engineer in Federal Lloyd. At this point in time, and this is a full-time course. Does this course require me to quit the job and take this course? At this point in time, yes. But again, Amil, it's a question of whether you want to go ahead in your career, and for that you'll have to take some pain. It's not a lot of risk, because I'm sure once you get this additional degree in your hand, you will have a job. So yes, you will have to think about a year's time to take off that course. Maybe your company will give you a long leave. You can obviously avail a loan, and you can pay off the installments. So I think if you really think that this is going to enhance your career, which I think it might, because as an engineer and a FM combination, I think is a great combination. So you can look at this. At this point in time, I don't see any other question, but if somebody is typing, I'll be happy to wait for another couple of minutes. Yes, we have a couple of other questions. Which course would you suggest to a BE civil fresher with no experience in civil field? I think 1 year MBA in FM, a postgraduate diploma in FM is a good course. Again, it really depends on the interest, but I would definitely say this is only a 1 year course, and you can get a job, and then you can, do several more things. As a civil engineer, obviously there is opportunity, but I don't think so. There's any assured opportunity. And one thing that comes good in FM is that you will be working in large city centers, large places like Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore. Most likely, I mean, you may land up in a job. I really see that you will have a FM job in a tier 3 town. So from that perspective, you are pretty safe. Comparing with infrastructure management, what is the,
1 year MBA in FM or 1 year MBA in infrastructure?
I think as a civil engineer, when you have no experience, you try and do an MBA 2 year full-time program only after some experience. Then it becomes more effective. But my own view is that as a civil engineer, both the fields are great. I mean, I would not say that 2 year MBA in infrastructure management is bad. I would just say that discover what's the passion. If you are somebody who likes to do contract management, sit in the office and then make large reports, assessments, financial feasibilities, then probably IM is the infrastructure management is the course. But if you're a doer, you would like to get out of your chair and then really manage people, and then you love execution, and that is your DNA, then FM is obviously the course for you. Again, what was the placement in FM? An average salary package? Well, this is the first time FM course is being introduced in our school. The average salary for an MBA student was 5.7 lakhs last year, 6.7 lakhs. And in FM, we expect the salaries to be in the region of 3 and 5 lakhs. We think, and we should not be very pompous, that if we do have students, we would place them. I think every single student will find a job for sure. So I won't worry on placements, because we've had a large batch pass out this year on an average of 150 students. We've had 100% placement records. Last year again we had 100% placement. So placement in the industry, given the volume, will not be a challenge. Again, you will have to score at least a 6 CGPA, because the university will not give you your diploma unless you really give all the improvement exams and score 6 and above. So, but if you have a 6 CGPA and above, I think you would definitely be placed. I mean, I dare say that you may, even at the end of 9 months, when you go into a training facility and you start your industrial training, you might just have a job by then. No intake for these courses. Number of intake for these courses should be about 60. We can also extend it to 80. But the first batch, we definitely would have a 60 student strength. Again, I'll welcome any more questions that you may have. I see 2 or 3 students typing. I think one thing that I just want to highlight, okay, there's a question that says, what aspects of RICS is better than NICMAR? Well, I think several counts. One is that we are a global firm. We have a global recognition. You are an RICS pass out means that globally you can go anywhere in the globe, and you say you flash your certificate. I think that's recognized. 2, we are part of a very large university, and so you will have a very holistic view of development. 3, RICS is very, very industry linked. I won't say NICMAR is not, but NICMAR is linked only largely to construction industry, whereas we are linked to not only construction but real estate, facilities management. We talk to corporates, we talk to a number of developers. So our reach is far wider than I dare say a lot of colleges that exist in this country. We've got a faculty, I won't say NICMAR doesn't have qualified faculty, but we have a lot of industry faculty. In fact, as of now, the real estate department under which the FM is going to be housed would have at least 2 or 3 CEOs who've been part of the industry, have done it all, now have taken up to teaching as a profession. We have a lot of industry people who come and lecture with us. The ex-CEO of Lehman Brothers, in fact, is a visiting faculty. So there is a lot of industry interaction. We have a curriculum which probably is much more industry oriented than a lot of other schools. So I would, not really compare RICS with NICMAR. It's a great institution. They have been pioneers in construction. So I would not undermine them, but I just told what are some of our strengths vis-a-vis other institutions. And we have a full-time FM course. I think NICMAR does not have a full-time FM course. And that really shows our confidence that FM, we really respect that as a discipline. And some of us, in fact, the gentleman who is really going to conduct this course and as the head of, the FM program is somebody who used to be the head of facility with DLF, Colonel Grover. So again, we are industry-led. We are very close to. We have our eyes and ears very close to ground. Our faculty obviously has a lot of academic research as an interest area as well. So it's a pretty rounded place that you will find. Can you throw some light on construction project management? Is it viable for mechanical engineers to pursue construction project management? I don't think so. We really have a. But as a mechanical engineer, if you come into FM, then you will have a lot of electromechanical devices to play with within the building. So as a building services, HVAC, your generators, backup, etc., lifts. So there's a lot of mechanical engineering in FM. In project management, it's more on civil. Yes, there is a small component of E&M in every site, but in FM, you will really grow much more than just in project management. But project management does teach you, how to execute projects, how to be a coordinator with a FM firm, for a project management firm, contractor, site quality inspection, etc. So there is more real estate and civil engineering led than mechanical, but FM definitely has much more mechanical engineering input. I see Faizan is typing. The two more questions. I've applied to CPM course, but the result delayed. They showed weighted, and after that they offer construction economics. But then after I joined NICMAR, I got a mail that I can join RICS. That entrance procedure for not good experience for me. I don't really understand, Faizan, what do you mean by that? I don't know what plays on at the university level. I don't know what was your experience with NICMAR, but I think if you really applied in RICS, we would have scanned your application. So if you possibly, either there was some confusion, you should have contacted why or why not. But I really don't understand the question. But if you got construction economics, I think FM as a program would be a better program. Faizan said first rejected, then selected. Okay, so you may have been rejected because you would have been in CPM, and then I think if you were then given a admission, you would have been waitlisted. So if somebody would have dropped out, or there would be seats available, so you would have. Or, I mean, that's a process every institute follows. So I don't know what was bad about it. If you are placed on. Yeah, so maybe your suitability was more to QS than project management, because some people have an ambition to go to project management, but they're more suited for QS, and QS is again a very growing discipline. So I don't know. Okay. Any other questions from anyone? I think, do we call it, I think it's been great talking to you all, and for any queries, you have the contact details. Please go back to the BizDev team, and if there's anything else, feel free to write to them, and we will revert to you with whatever we can. Thank you. Bharat, Shall we? That's it? We are not live anymore.